it was really hard, and sometimes I didn't feel like valid in the fact that I made my own music because it wasn't like with a guitar or like that style. But I
Hmm.
think what did work for me was that I was really confident in the fact that I was like, I want to make pop music. I don't really know how to start, but this is like the education and the people I can be around. So I wanted to learn like how do I tell stories through song? Like how do I tell stories like through my writing? And I think like I just like made that kind of I mean, I was young, so I was probably like, oh, I don't know if I'm like good at this. But I think like I made that clear, like, this is what my objective is here and it's like different, but I want to like learn how to tell stories the best I can. And ultimately I think songwriting is just like being able to tell a story well. So
Right.
benefited me in that space and like helped me learn. And then also I think it helped me learn like, okay, like maybe I don't fit in here, but like how can I find people that do relate to me? And then that like
Right.
Right.
helped like I think social media was a great platform for that because I was like, okay, like I want to find producers or people that want to make this kind of music. So then I like looked elsewhere. But
Right.
I
Hmm.
don't know, like my home, like oh my
That's
gosh, my camp
smart.
like just like talking about the camp, like it's in the mountains, it's so beautiful. Like you just like it actually sounds like a Disney movie. Like you just like write music and everyone's like so chill and it's like all ages, like literally like all ages, like I was like 75 to like 13,
Wow.
like so many. So it's like it's really cool. I think like you just get to like learn about a lot of people's lives and like it's just beautiful to see how people like use music to like connect in that way. I kind of
I
like
want
love
to
it.
I want to know, like, how do you transition, or how did you transition journaling to melody? Like, 'cause it's one thing to write,
Yeah.
journal and tell stories, but then to actually put that to music, like, how did you make that transition?
To be honest, I grew up as a musical theater kid, so
Oh,
singing life, and that's like what I went to college for. Was like literally I was singing all the time. Like I literally thought I lived in a Disney movie as a kid. Like
Right.
I thought I was
I can
singing.
relate.
So I think like I get this question a lot, especially in school. Like I feel like I don't really think about melodies. Honestly, I hate to like say it like that, but I feel like they just kind of like
Right.
happened. Um,
Yes.
I wish there was like a tangible thing. I think now that I've been in school, like I've learned specific ways to like think of making melodies, but like truly
Yeah.
I was saying what I was thinking, like how we talk.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was just kind of like that. And I think it stemmed from musical theater because it is so like talky based singing in a way.
right.
Like
Hmm.
so
It
yeah, I
sounds
don't
like you just have a natural gift, because
know.
I remember being able to just kind of do things as I saw them or as I believe them to be, and then going to school and they're telling me, oh, a technical term for that. And I'm like, oh, I just thought I was just
I just
doing.
yeah, yeah. I think all of us are like that, low key. Like I think all of us are like that. Like school is good because it helps you like hone in things, but I do think like we all like are able like I don't know. This is so cheesy. Like everyone can sing. Like if you can talk, like you can sing something in
Right.
your head, make it up. You know. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, of course you would believe that because you feel like you're in a Disney movie all the time. So
Right.
right. I live in my own little fantasy. So in my world, everyone can sing. They just don't
Shots
know it
fired.
yet. They just don't know yet. They don't.
so so I'm curious to okay, you was in school and you just kind of went over some of those things that you did, but
Mhm.
but you still had to learn how to make songs.
Yeah.
Like everybody doesn't know how to make songs. You know what I mean? Like some people, they feel like some people don't even know what 16 bars are. You know what I mean? Or some people don't even know how to put it together to actually create the song. Where did that come from? Where did that training come from?
So I mean, wow. Like I started. I mean, I learned how to read sheet music when I was a kid
Okay.
because I learned piano, and then through theater, like you have to learn how to sight read music, and I was in choir. So that was like my introduction. I think like being in choir and theater, like learning how to sight read.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, like I just finished, or I like say like I'm graduated. Like I don't even know if I've graduated yet. Like I still have, but
By the
I have.
time a lot of people see this, you would have already
I would have
graduated.
graduated. So I
Yes.
this past year I went to the school in California called Icon Collective, and it's a music production school. And I kind of had that issue, right? Like I was like, I write these songs in my head or on a paper, but I don't really know how to like put them into a song. And I think like what helped me with that specifically, like this is gonna sound so nerdy, but like music theory, because it's really like the basis of like chord progressions and like how sounds can like evoke different emotions and like figuring out a structure. So I think that really helped me learning like, okay, like I want to make a song. I don't really know where to start. Like, let's look at all of these incredible people that have already made music. Like, what did they do? And it's like using their theory and like pretty much like chord progressions to make it, and then like filling in the blanks or like using that to help me tell a story, if that makes sense. But I think like I just love that class. Like it truly changed my life. Like, because I feel like it gives such a like tangible technique to like how do I make a song, and that is like how to do it, because it's just like it's like how do you write a sentence kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So being that you've learned that structure of being able to write songs, now I want to step into the producing part,
Yeah.
because one follows the other. And where did that come from? Like I actually seen you
Yeah.
on your laptop moving mad fast. Like I was like looking and I was like, well, what is she doing? You was like, I'm a producer. Like it was no thing. And I was like, okay.
Honestly, it's cool. Yeah. To be honest, like thought I would never be a producer, like especially because when I was just working with producers, like it's a really like heavily male dominated industry.
Absolutely.
And so I was like kind of feeling like, oh, I don't know, like maybe I'll just be a singer and songwriter. But I really wanted to learn. And I don't learn well over like YouTube. It's just like not my, I don't know, it's hard for me to do that. So
It's not for everyone, right?
I think honestly it was just like it's pretty much like a computer software. Like you just learn it, like the software, and you have to understand like music. And I guess I just had really good teachers, and watching people, like getting in the studio with other producers and watching them produce, and then like asking questions like, oh, like why did you do that? Or like what does this button do? And I think like learning like an overview of that.
Right. Absolutely.
So
really
you say that
great,
what
honestly.
Oh,
sorry. No, you're good.
My apologies.
You're good. You're good.
So how would you describe your style of music? Would you say that it is pop, or where would you put the genre?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely like heavily pop influenced. But right now, a lot of it's like dance pop with a lot of like UK garage, and liquid drum and bass influences, like within the drums. Yeah, that's like pretty much the project I'm working on right now. It's like my new project that I'm going to start launching in like the end of December into the new year. It's like pop. I don't know. It's like pop UKG, kind of like that vibe. I had a mentor, he called it like urban pop. I don't even know what that is. Is that a thing?
You just made it up.
Honestly,
you just made it up. You just made it up. That's your thing now.
That's my thing. Genre's so hard though. Like I feel like everyone's blending genres these days. You know what I mean?
Right, I agree.
So I think it's hard to pinpoint, but if I were to pinpoint it, those are specific elements I think I'm using right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you're saying that it's going to be released in December?
Yes, I'm gonna start. I've been like this past year, I've been working on a big project that's kind of like new vibe. So yeah, I'm planning on releasing my like the first song of it on December 21st, which is like the winter solstice. So it's like bringing back the night vibes to kind of like launch into the new year. That's my plan. So
that is so fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you produce for other people? Like, because you know you're a producer, you know what you're doing. Are there times where you produce for other folks, or would you think about producing for
I
other
would love to. Not yet. I mean, I have for like some friends for fun. But I think that's like the next part of my journey. I'm newer at production, but yeah, I could totally produce for other people. Why not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I would love to. That would be so much fun. I would love to.
So I heard you speak on software, and I can tell the way you was moving around on your laptop, because I'm very observant.
Aww.
And I seen
This is true.
your editing. So that's what I want to know. How did you learn how to edit? And not only edit, but I seen you editing on the fly. You know, and I was amazed at how you were moving at the time when I seen you were doing what you were doing. So
Oh,
speak a little bit about your editing process and how did you
yeah.
learn it and the things that you wanted to do that you're seeking as you're editing.
Yeah, I think when you saw me, I was editing my vocals. So I was
Okay.
using a software called Melodyne, which just like pretty much helps you make your vocals sound like super clean and professional.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly learned how to do that in school, like in class and
Right.
watching my teachers use the software and show me. And it's just a lot of trial and error, to be honest. Like I'm still learning how to do it. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I think it's just like I was really just being in a class and watching a teacher do it and telling us how to use it and then making a song and working on a song and trying to do it on that song and not doing a good job and then fixing it and getting feedback and then doing it on a different song. And I think I was just doing it quick. Like I was like in the flow. Like I think like it's one of those things that it's really, really hard. And then like when you kind of get it, you're like, ooh, I feel so like it's like fun. It's kind of like a fun like game to do.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, like I really just learned from watching other people do it and from school. I feel like so grateful for school. I like love school. Like I know a lot of people say you don't have to go to music school to do music, but for me, like it's been really beneficial. I like really love environments like that. It helps me like focus
And you
and
kind of segue right into my next question about
yeah,
going to school, about
yeah,
learning the different softwares, just learning the structure of the industry that you're in. And would you advise? Well, you just said that school is not for everybody,
yeah. No,
but
I don't
for
think you have to.
right, but for those that are interested, what advice would you give them? Like, to do what you do, to get to almost to the place to where you are.
Yeah. I think like for me, I am like I'm the type of person like I'm a trial and error type of person. Like I think that's like how my life goes. So like for me learning as many things as I can like helps me because I have so many different like interests and I
Mm-hmm.
like school because like if I see something I'm interested in and you can do this on YouTube. You can do this really anywhere. It's like seeing like oh that looks really cool. I want to know how to do it.
Right.
Like just like start doing research and I think getting really clear on like what you want to learn and like why you want to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like I'm the type of person like I need accountability. So like school is really helpful because I am so interested in everything.
Exactly.
Like I'll start a new thing and then see like another cool thing and then be like, oh, and then I'll start
Oh,
learning that. Which is
shiny
why
light.
yeah, no, literally, I'm literally like that. So like having school, and I think too, even if you're not in school, like having someone like an accountability buddy, because like if you're learning something new, it's gonna get really hard and it's gonna be
Mm.
super frustrating. So
Yeah.
I think like that's also important, like remembering your why. Like why did I want to learn this new thing? Because then it's like you have to remember that when it's super hard and you're like, I'm actually not good at this. I'm gonna try something new. Again, at least that's my thought. I'm like, oh, I'm not good at this thing. Maybe I'll just learn something new. And then I'm like, oh, and then that's hard again too. That's,
Absolutely. So
yeah.
we already know. So have you done a lot of theater performances? Like, tell us some of the things that you've done
Yeah.
in productions that you've been in. We're super interested in that.
Oh, that's so nice. My gosh, I haven't done theater in like a year. Um, outside of school, I did this show. I danced with this modern. I lived in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I did a show with a modern dance company there. It was really cool. It was in Newark. I was in Elf the musical, of course. I'm 4'11", so I had to be in Elf the musical,
Of course.
of course. Like you can't not be.
Elf the
Uh,
musical. That had to be fun.
It was crazy. I was the swing. I don't know if you guys know what a swing is in theater, but they pretty much are like the I guess the best way to put it is like the main understudy. They like understudy kind of like what I did is I understudied everyone in the ensemble. So I learned like 14 different roles and then you
Okay.
like step in and do them. And then I was also an elf because I had to be an elf. That's just like how it goes. When you're my height, you are the elf always. Um,
Typecasting.
Typecasting. That's okay though. Elf. I've been scary. What other small things have I been? I did a lot in college. I did a lot of different plays. I don't know if you guys would be familiar with them.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite plays I did was called She Kills Monsters, and it was about this girl. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's about this girl that she like learns about her dead sister through a Dungeons and Dragons game. But it was really fun because I got to do like a bunch of stage combat, and then I've also been in like Midsummer Night's Dream, like different Shakespeare stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, I've done a lot of like variety theater, like performed at amusement parks. I used to do that like every summer.
So let's get to one of the things that people would not know, that not only that you do, but you are extraordinarily great at it. Like I've seen some of your videos, and I was like, how does she do that? The fire breathing. Tell us how you blow fire. Like and you travel to do that. I need you to tell the story on how you put the fire. Why did you want to do fire blowing or whatever?
Fire
I'm not
dance.
saying it.
Actual flames.
Yes, I fire dance. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. It's so fun. I saw some people fire dancing at a festival, like a little music festival that my friends threw, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to do that. So then I went home. Okay, I lied. I can learn things off YouTube. I learned that off. I looked up on YouTube. I was like, how do you fire dance? And I saw some videos, and I was in a show, actually. I was in this like Halloween show. It was just like a seasonal Halloween thing. And one of my castmates did fire dancing. And I remember I told him, I was like, I just saw these fire dancers and I really want to learn. And he was like, I fire dance. And I was like, oh, how do you like, where do you buy your fire props? And he like pointed me in the direction of this person on Etsy that makes them. And then I just ordered them and watched some fire safety videos and had a friend watch a fire safety video, and then I lit them on fire. I'm not very like afraid of things. I think I just thought it looked cool, and
That's why
I thought
no new friends, because you don't know what they're trying to do to you. No new friends. We're not setting me on fire. No.
It's safe. I mean, I go, it's safe. I wouldn't don't just go light stuff on fire. Like you need to like learn safety and have someone that knows safety. But yeah, I just thought it looked cool, so I just did it. And then when I moved to LA, it's a big thing here, fire performing, and I wanted to do it more, so I just kind of looked for communities on social media, and I'm a dancer. That's like I'm a go-go dancer, and so doing that kind of helped me meet people and just led me to fire dancing more. It's so fun. I don't know. I love it. It's such a random thing. I just thought it looked cool, honestly. And
wow.
Yeah.
Is there training? Because okay, you blowing fire, and you got the props, and you got the different things. Was there some type of training that comes with that? As far as
I think she said YouTube. Is that what she
mixing your dancing with blowing fire and not burning somebody up or
yourself?
So
yeah. Well, so I don't breathe fire yet. I'm actually a little scared to breathe fire because I sing, and I'm like, that's me. To breathe fire, there is training. Like I have friends that breathe fire, and like there are trainings you can go to. There are like fire dancing camps. I truly just found this girl on YouTube, followed her on Instagram. She lives in Australia. Her name's Jessie Spin. Shout out to her. She's so cool. I did a Zoom session with her once. That was pretty much it though. No, honestly, like I really don't have training. Like I just watched like tutorial videos, but I've been a dancer for, like my whole life. That's like, so yeah. And I guess like I learned from people, like there's, like meetups that people do. And it's pretty much like they just share skills and share knowledge.
So now my question is to connect it all. So you have a project coming out in December. I can only imagine what the visuals will be like. Do you plan on incorporating your dance or your fire in some of your videos for your music?
Yeah, that's something I'm really excited about doing is being able to create like dance videos for my music. And I'm still like figuring out how to blend everything together, but I think that it's gonna reveal itself like as it unfolds. But definitely like that's something I love it. I like think I have so many different like fun passions, so I want to use my music as a way to like connect them all.
Absolutely. She's a natural. It just seems like that anything you put your hands on, Area, it
Aw.
works for you. So you also travel a lot by doing these different things. Am I correct?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Um, yeah, yeah, I have. This past year, I haven't traveled as much because I was in school, but yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't traveled as much this past year, but yeah, like last year, I traveled to Las Vegas to do EDC Las Vegas to dance for that, and
Oh,
um,
okay.
I'll travel to like different desert festivals and do things like that. Um, but yeah, I'd love to travel more. But it's crazy. Like I've been in school this past year. I feel like it's like the only thing my brain has thought about. So now I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I can travel now more. So yeah, I would love to.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
what other aspirations do you have? Are you kind of looking to maybe one day do some acting? I mean, you tell us the story. I don't see you not being able to do whatever you would like to do. So,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I like honestly, I've had a person like there's so many things I want to do. I think ultimately though, like my big goal for myself is I'd love to have like a touring show with my music, but that really incorporates like the dance, the fire, the big theatrical elements that I love. So it's not just about like my music, but it's about like the whole like artistic experience. And yeah, I mean, music festivals are huge now. So like, I mean, my
right.
dream is to perform on like the music festival circuit. That would be so fun.
Wow.
And like be able to dance with people. And yeah, that's my dream, just to like tie together all of those things I love and have like a show and do that. Yeah.
Um, so as you're performing, do you have to learn? Do you work with apparatuses?
I
So, okay, I need you to tell us a little bit about how you work with those apparatuses and negotiate that all into your whole routine of the things that you do. Because when I watch it, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Like,
Do you
how
mean
do
like
you do that?
the aerial
Yes,
apparatuses?
yes.
Yeah. Um, it depends on the venue that I'm performing at. Some of the venues I perform at, I'm hired like by the venue to perform on their apparatus. So, like one of the venues I work at, they have different like airplanes and fun shapes that all like hang on from the ceiling. Sometimes I'll have to bring my own apparatus and they'll have
Mm,
like a hookup that's on the ceiling.
okay,
Um, but it's really like space by space. Um, yeah, it really just depends on the venue and what the like show is.
right.
Um, and then like the safety regulations around it, obviously, like is this
So,
venue safe for me to do this or like is it approved, to do it there or not?
which
Yeah.
leads me into the business aspect of all the different things that you do.
Hmm.
Um, what's that like? Like, I know you're a creative, and
Yeah.
most creatives, they just want to create. They just want to do what they do. But how do you make sure that your business aspect of what you're doing is correct and you're actually compensated for your talents?
Yeah. I think in terms of the fire dancing and aerial, right now I would say like all like the dance that I do and my music right now are kind of separate. So
Mhm.
what I'm working on right now is how I can combine that. Like right now, the dance thing is more like it's like an independent contractor. So that is kind of how that works for each gig. Um, the music right now, that's kind of where I'm learning new ways of figuring out like how do I turn that into a business model. That part, to be quite honest, is a little bit newer for me. So I'm like starting to figure that out and figure out how I can combine the two. And I think like social media is a really big way to do that and stuff like that. Yeah.
So the music that you're releasing in the year December, is
Mhm.
it what is it? Is it an album? Is it one song? Is it videos? I mean, tell us what it is, Aria, because we need to know.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, so in December, I'm going to release a single. It's called Light. I've made a bunch of music. I think I'm going to release them as singles just to start building momentum, and then I'll release an EP. But yeah, my plan with that, I definitely want to combine my fire. So there'll definitely be a visual component with fire, which will be really cool. And then, yeah, and that'll kind of kick off things. It's a very like happy pop song with a lot of like UKG influences. So it's really fun. Yeah.
Where do you see your music going? Like, what's the goal ultimately?
Well, definitely like kind of performing the festivals, like what I mentioned earlier.
More festivals.
Yeah, definitely. I would love that. I think like, well, there's like a few ways I see my. Sorry, I keep moving out of the frame.
You're right. You good?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, some artists that like inspire me that I would love. Like what Chapel Roan is doing right now is like so inspiring. I think like she's just amazing. Like that is something like I'd love to have like a show like hers and how she gets to share her music with people and have such a deep connection with her fan base. I think is really, really cool. But then I also see my music going like, there's a female artist, her name is Julia Church, and she makes her own music, but she also is a vocalist for other producers and collaborates with a lot of other musicians. And that's another part of my music I really would love to do, because I think like collaboration is really important to me. Like the community that music creates is like one of the reasons I love it. So I think those are the two things I want to do.
What would be your favorite element of all the things that you've done so far? Would it be refer to singing? Like if you had to just say, okay, there's one thing that I'm going to have to let go, and you had to focus on maybe one specific section on that, what would be your favorite? Singing, dancing, producing?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard because singing and dance are like, they're like that. And I think like one influences the other for me. I think like that's part of like my creativity, like being a creative, like there's so many ways I feel like I express myself. So
Yes.
I think like when I need to sing, I need to sing. When I need to dance, I need to dance. When dance becomes hard, when singing becomes hard, I dance. I feel like they balance each other out. It's so hard. I can't choose between the two. I actually think about that a lot. I don't know.
So she actually took one of my questions. She answered one of my questions before I even had a chance to answer it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask her. So I'm going to ask you again right now. If you had an opportunity to perform with an artist, dead or alive, past or present, who would that one artist be?
To perform with?
Yes.
Hard. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know if this really fits my music, but if I could perform with Michael Jackson, I think my life would be complete.
What are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know how I would fit in that, but if I could be there and perform, that would be the most incredible thing, I think, ever.
I mean, he is the king of pop.
He really is the top. Like, I think that would be, yeah. If I can make that happen in some world, that would be cool.
That's a great choice.
Listen, it's okay. You know, if we got to pull him into the Disney part of what our minds be, then he's there. You know?
Yeah.
So Aria, listen, it was beautiful to have you come out and speak with us. But before we go, I need you to tell everybody if there's a place they need to get to you. So, you know, your social media. No, first I want you to thank everything and everybody that's helped you get to the place to where you are today.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, to thank everybody, like my parents, 100%. I feel so grateful for them. I know a lot of parents don't support their children like doing the arts. And my parents are so supportive, like 100%. And my sister, that girl, I love her. I call her all the time. And my friends. I feel so grateful. I like have the most incredible friends and teachers and everything. And you guys and just people that love music. Like the fact that we met in the airport, like I'm so grateful that you said something and we got to meet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you on the show
So
today.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for this interview because I've been at Aria for about what 2 months, 2 or 3 months. We decided to do this, and then you know, due to our schedules, you know, we finally made it happen today.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So before we go, I'd also need you to let everybody know all your social media sites and all of that, how they can get to you, if they can tap into all of the different things that Aria Sage.
Yes,
is
yeah.
doing.
I'm on Instagram. That's like the thing I'm most active on social media wise. And it's just Aria Sage. So just an A before my name. On Instagram, and then on Spotify, you can listen to my music under Aria Sage, on Apple Music, on YouTube Music, on anything that you listen to music on, it's Aria Sage, and then also on SoundCloud, I'm on as well, which, yeah. So those are the places you can connect with me. You can connect with me on Facebook too, Aria Sage Music. I have a group, if that's your vibe. But yeah, those are all my places to connect with me.
That's what's up, Kim. Anything you want to...
No, again, just thank you so much for joining us. It's just been a pleasure to connect with you and to build and to introduce you to our audience. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Absolutely. You know, I just want to let everybody know, for all my listeners, make sure you go out to Aria Sage everywhere. Anything or anywhere that there's some music that you can listen to, Aria Sage, please make sure y'all tap into her. Aria, let me just say this to you. May you be blessed in all the different things that you do in life, and may you prosper in each and everything that you do, each and every day that you do it. All right?
Thank you so much. This was so lovely.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Thank you.
You too. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.